Thank you all so much for being here. Isn't it a glorious day? All right, absolutely. Great day for our press conference. And, we're trying a new chapter in Louisiana Tech in our history in athletics. We have a great men's basketball program, and our efforts here today is to continue that. So there's so many people as in these cases to thank, and so it would be remiss not to mention a few of those, although really could probably go around the room and thank each and every one of you for your time and your efforts and your energy, and most of all, your just support of our student athletes. I want to start by thanking Dr. Geis and Ms. Kathy just for their support. As an athletic director, it's great when you can be linked up, I think, in a very commonality in terms of how we think, how we proceed, and how we go forward. Having his confidence in me gives me confidence. And so I want to thank Dr. Geis for the opportunity to continue to be the athletic director and provide leadership and hopefully continue to bring great people to this university. I want to thank our search committee that served on this search and just provided great wisdom and insight and perspective. Our athletics council is always chaired by Dr. Donna Thomas, our faculty athletic rep and chair of the athletics council. Just a tremendous way of creating balance and thought and another vetting process for us, and we appreciate that. I want to thank our players. It is always difficult. Anytime that you go through a transition of a coach, for whatever reason, it's difficult. As a former student athlete myself, I lost a coach, and those are challenges that come your way. And I want to commend our players for just handling themselves in the proper way and sticking together as a family as we move forward. And then lastly, I want to thank our fans and supporters. They care very much about this program as we do as well. I want to talk a little bit about the process. On May 7th, our former coach Mike White came into my office and told me that he was departing for the Gainesville, the University of Florida. And we had a great conversation, and we talked about the process. That was 11 days ago. I think that in terms of the global perspective on athletics, 11 days is on par, if not just below the average in terms of how a search works. We hired a search firm, and we hired a search firm to help us build a national net and a national reach in terms of reaching the best candidate pool possible. As the athletic director at Louisiana Tech, I was convicted that we had to go and see who is available, who's out there on a national level. Our basketball program has been elevated. There's no doubt about it. And my desire is to put a stop behind that as we move forward with our program so that we're not going backwards, we're going forward. We developed a national pool through the help of the search firm. Initially, there was over probably 140, 150 names that were floated around. So how do you get from 140, 50 to 1? Number one, we created guiding principles, 6 guiding principles that helped us through this process. And these were things that were thought out over several days. What is it that we like about our coach? What we want in our coach? What is it that we liked about our previous coach? What are the things that help us as we define where we're going to go in the future to build a strong program? And we came up with these 6 core principles. Number one was recruiting. Obviously, we want a coach that knows how to recruit, has experience in it, has done a proven job in it, and can bring those type of players to Louisiana Tech. Number two, we want someone that understands player development. We would all agree that Louisiana Tech, we're probably not getting 5-star recruits that are going to be one and done. So we're going to have to take players that are here and get them to here and help build our program. We have to have coaches that can player develop and make them better. Number 3 is a cultural fit. Louisiana Tech is unique only to itself. We are very unique in who we are. Each university is like a thumbprint and a fingerprint. And we have to marry who we're going to hire to our cultural fit, okay? Likability. We want someone to like. Ruston's a small town, buddy. You can't hide. If you're in Super One Foods, or if you're at the bank, or if you're at the car wash, you better like your coach, okay? So likability is a factor, okay? In Ruston, it's a factor. In North Louisiana, all right? We want someone with a motor and that's driven. We want someone that's going to work when we don't have to tell them to work. We want someone that's going to thrive when we don't have to tell them, hey, now's the time that you have to work. And then lastly, style of play. We think that's important. We've seen it work, and we want to continue a high level of success at that style. We narrowed our pool down to a point of interviews. We had strong candidates from across the country, but one clear person rose to the top. I'm pleased with the process. We created a process and we followed it, and I'm pleased with it. But listen, I'm more pleased with the outcome and the result. Our coach here today that we're going to name is number one, listen to me, number one, a great person. He's the type of person you're going to want to be around. He's the type of person you're going to want your kids to be around. And I think that helps in recruiting. I think that helps in what we're trying to build here at Louisiana Tech. His values are aligned with us. Louisiana Tech, as I said, is a special place, and I could not be more excited to introduce you to him. He's known nationally as a great recruiter. He's highly intelligent. But some of the most intelligent people in coaching have said he's intelligent. I think that's a pretty good thing. Well respected among his peers. We've done so much research and background on him, and I haven't had one person say, this is the issue or that's the issue. It's always been positive. And the same thing is said. He needs an opportunity to be a head coach, but he's ready. Has a proven record of developing players, and I know he'll have an opportunity to talk about that. Some of the things that they did at George Mason, some of the things that they've done at Miami are phenomenal. And listen, for me, it's important to understand this. Miami is a great university, but it is not the top of the Atlantic Coast Conference in terms of resources. George Mason is an elite men's basketball program that we can aspire to be like. Final Four appearances, multiple NCAA berths. He's not only been there, but he understands how to get there. He's done it. He didn't come in on the back end of it. Both cases, he was on the front end of it, on how to get there. Those are the things that excite me. A vision. You have to have a vision for the university that you're going to take on, but you have to have the experience in understanding how to get there. Again, his experiences at George Mason and Miami, I think, are very applicable in our case here. It is my privilege at this point to introduce the next head men's basketball coach at Louisiana Tech, Eric Konkol.